Hi guys, how are you? Hi, Opinion.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Hi, Sharrell. Hi, Perry.
What's up? What's up?
So it took them 2 days after we reported what happened to finally have this press conference. Now it's expected to they're expected to say what the charges are. And Opinion, you've been helping me, oh my God, holding me down, doing most of the story, you and then Perry. But I would say in the last 2 days, I keep getting different emails about what the charges are going to be and this and that. And they're different than what your charges are. And I'm going with you, Opinion, since you've been doing everything so accurately. So what do you suspect the charges are going to be today?
Well, a lot of people are going off of different attorneys speculating what the charges can be.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but at first, initially, they wanted obstruction of justice, which was a felony, and filing a police report. The attorney wants them down to a misdemeanor.
Now, her attorney used to be a judge. Now, you guys remember, I'm obsessed the way he dresses. I like the way he dresses. I think he looks good for 70. His name is Emery Anthony. And he's doing things backwards because usually you get the charges pressed against you from the police or the DA or something like that. And then you go to court and try to talk it down. He's at the damn police station. He's at the damn police station trying to convince them of what charges to press with. So we know at one point he asked for her to be in jail. Was it 6 months, Opinion? Or
Yes, he wanted 6 months.
he wanted 6 months. That's not happening. That's not happening. So let's see what they settled on. And it took them 2 days. And Hoover Police Department, and now what's the name of the new county? Bessemer? Is it Bessemer? I hope I'm saying it right. They're not playing.
Bessemer. It's
What
just
is
a
it?
kind of Bessemer district.
Bessemer. Let me write that down. People are outraged. They want to see some kind of punishment. So 1 to 10, 10 being the most, that's outrageous. I don't think anybody she shouldn't go for 10 years. But also now too, that when Opinion last checked, they're suspecting that the family was in on it.
Damn.
This is crazy. The whole crazy damn family. So let's just see what they came up with. And oof, this is a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. Please take a moment to like this video. Thank you, Schmoopy. Everyone, please like the video. You have to like the video at the beginning. So please like the video. If for nothing else, also, Opinion, we just want to thank you. You've been great to work with. Maybe we could work on more projects because you're not playing around. Like, you mean business. Also, too, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. People are calling them the Smollets in the chat. The Smollets. So we broke it down on the last video of what was going on. They suspect that the family is in on it. Me personally, I think it's the mother. At some point, she knew what was going on if she didn't orchestrate it her damn self. I feel it's the mother. I feel that the father just went along with it. But that mom, who's a real estate agent, you're not making any money. You're not making any money as a real estate agent. All real estate agents are not making money right now because the interest rates are high. And so I think in her twisted head, she sat down and plotted this out with her daughter. And I think the husband and the father, the brother, knew. You couldn't be in that household and not know what was going down. So, that's what I believe. But let's hear what they have to say. And this is just a mess. Thank you. Oh, let me put on. Thank you, Yvette, for becoming a member. This is just a hot ass mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's a mess. And I'm over it. I can't wait to start talking about other stories. We got a lot of good other stories coming up. I don't know if this is gossip month, but it's so many stories coming up. We got great stories. I don't even want to tell you what they're about because I'm so excited to report on them. Hold on. Let me try to do this really quick. Something went wrong. There, that's it. So much going on. Perry, let's just play the guessing game now because we don't have nothing to talk about.
Right.
How long do you think they're going to give her?
Maybe a year at least. At least a year, I think. I mean, because I've been hearing people saying like with one of those misdemeanor accounts, I think it's like 2 they thinking about charging or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they class 3 or something. I don't know what class it is. It's some kind of class. They saying, but both of them are up to a year each. So maybe she'll get a year, and then some people saying she might have to pay up to $100,000. You know,
Yeah, I heard about that. She definitely got to pay money back. That's crazy.
I wasn't everybody just speculating, so I don't know, but shit, somewhere up in there. But we're gonna be finding out soon.
Sebastian says 3 months, and Lynette says 90 days. That's about right. You don't want to over punish, like Wayne said. Don't over punish, but punish.
Wayne paid y'all off.
So it says it's 98 degrees in Virginia. I didn't even know it was that hot. If anybody's in the chat from Detroit, let me know the temperature because me and Perry are going to Detroit and hopefully we don't burn up.
Yeah.
6 months. 6 months is good because 6 months you can easily be 90 days with good behavior.
Do they have nursing classes in there that she can take while?
Now she failed out of nursing school, remember?
I know, but like refresher courses that she could take while she's there.
She needs, I don't know. She needs to be
She can't be a nurse with these charges on her.
That's right. That's right. Your future is ruined. 90 degrees here. That's doable. Because don't forget, you guys, we are dealing with 110, 114. 90 degrees is going to feel like heaven. That's good. It doesn't really get too hot in Detroit like Vegas hot. I don't think it ever has. Let's do a sound check for us while they're doing their sound check. Hold on.
They are getting ready for that press conference when it does in fact begin at 2:00 Eastern, 1:00 Central, which is approximately 2.5 minutes from now.
2 minutes, people.
Here
2
in
minutes.
the street.
Oof. This is crazy. I had no idea that this case would turn into that when I start covering it. You just pull from the hot topics of the day and it just sounded interesting. And then I noticed, hey, everybody's talking about this. And then it got worse and worse and worse till like, the mom needs to go down.
Basically, everything happened within a week, didn't it? Almost like a week.
It really did.
A week.
The police departments are doing a good job. I really think that the mom should go down with her, but let's see what kind of mom she is. Is she going to send her baby to prison and while your ass out free? Let's see.
Now, she'll turn on that baby in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, yeah. 87 degrees in Niagara Falls. Very humid. Everyone is humid. Be careful. Somebody said something. I lost it. With the tornadoes in Michigan. Please don't scare me. I heard that they're having a storm right now in Ohio. I cannot fly. I will cancel. I cannot fly during a storm. I can't. I won't. Someone said Perry's killing me with the cheeses. I don't know what's wrong with Perry. Something wrong with Perry. 92 in Philly. Perry and the cheeses. Perry, you got to
look, people. It is bad times. We got to feed the family. People.
Perry, you probably should have wore your wig for this one.
You should have, yeah. So they're saying that they're having bad weather back east. I will cancel. I'm going back east for my aunt's funeral. I would hate to cancel, but I am paranoid of flying during a storm. It happened one time I was going to New York. It felt like the lightning was right here. We dropped altitude. It was just, I won't fly in a storm. I'm just not going to do it. I hate to not do it, but we got to keep our eye on the weather. I'm done with the Cheez-Its. 97 in DC. See, all this is good weather to me. Funny, cheap. Perry, you're killing with what goes through your mind, Perry? This is a mess. I'm from Birmingham. You don't play with Hoover. Of course,
You don't play with
Opinion,
them.
opinion has drilled that in our head. She lets us know. Like,
If you didn't know, you know now.
what
But
about
I had to send Diva. I had to send Diva some of the stuff that has happened. With kids doing racial slurs. Them counseling Black History for the kids.
Thanks,
who?
Lisa.
Hoover?
Yes.
Child, let's just focus on this case and get this over with because I'm oh, someone said no storms in Detroit. I seen it. Good. Here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Frank and Pam Bearfield Training Center. I'm Captain Keith Sescaliba with the Hoover Police Department, and we're here today to provide you with the latest update in the Carlee Russell investigation. Joining me at the podium today will be Police Chief Nick Durzis, followed by Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall. Chief Durzis will make a prepared statement. After Chief Durzis' statement is over with, Attorney General Marshall will also offer a few comments. Once that is completed, both gentlemen will return to the podium and you guys will have an opportunity to ask questions. With that, I will turn it over to Chief Durzis.
Thank you, Captain. Good afternoon. Earlier today, Hoover Police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carlee Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case. Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation as the concern grew that a kidnapper was on the loose using a small child as bait. Numerous law enforcement agencies, both local and federal, began working tirelessly not only to bring Carlee home to her family, but locate a kidnapper that we know now never existed. Many private citizens volunteered their time and energy into looking for a potential kidnapping victim that we know now was never in any danger. This story opened wounds for families whose loved ones really were victims of kidnappings, some of which even helped organize searches in hopes they could find Carlee's alive so her family would not experience the pain and suffering that they felt when their loved ones never returned home. As we know, actions can have consequences, and that's why we're here today. This afternoon, Carlee Russell, with the assistance of her attorney, turned herself into the Hoover City Jail, where she was arrested for the following charges: false reporting to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor, $1,000 bond; falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond. Each of these charges carry up to a year in jail and potential fine of $6,000 upon conviction. Ms. Russell was released from jail after posting bond. We initially presented this case to District Attorney Lanice Washington, who agreed to handle prosecution through district court. After consulting with the Circuit Court of Jefferson County Bessemer Division, the case was referred back to municipal court for charging because the only applicable charges were misdemeanors. Judging from the amount of phone calls and emails that we've received from people all over the country, I know many are shocked and appalled that Ms. Russell is only being charged with 2 misdemeanors, despite all the panic and disruption her actions caused. Let me assure you, I too share the same frustration, but existing laws only allow the charges that were filed to be filed. I can tell you that I will be contacting our state legislatures on behalf of law enforcement in Montgomery and asking them to look at this law applied to these facts and urge them to add an enhancement to current legislation when somebody falsely reports kidnapping or another violent crime. Because of the attention this case has garnered, we've requested Attorney General Steve Marshall's office adopt this case, and they've agreed to do so. The Hoover Police Department wants to thank everyone that assisted us from the beginning and continues to assist us in this case as we work its way through the criminal justice system. Joining me at the podium today is State of Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall.
Thank you, Chief. Let me begin by commending Hoover Police Department Chief Durzis for his leadership in this investigation. Obviously, This captured many's attention as a result of not only the allegations themselves, but also the concern about a possible victim in being able to return her home. The work that was done by the Hoover Police Department was monumental in its lift, and the results of that work you are seeing come to fruition today with the charges that have been levied. I also want to commend the many other men and women of both state and federal law enforcement for their work collaboratively with the Hoover Police Department in assisting in this investigation. Chief, appreciate the opportunity to be able to partner with you in this prosecution. We will dedicate a team to be able to help the city of Hoover in handling these two individual charges and look forward to bringing this case to fruition. One thing I would add is that we don't see this as a victimless crime. There are significant hours spent, resources expended as a result of this investigation. And not only that, but the many men and women who are civilians that wore those yellow vests on a hot afternoon and evening looking for someone they thought was abducted, trying to be of assistance. We intend to fully prosecute this case and look forward to working with the Hoover Police Department moving forward. We also would tell you that we will continue to monitor this investigation to determine whether or not there are any additional charges that need to be brought, and we'll evaluate those as the facts are presented.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'll open the floor to questions. If you'll please raise your hand and identify yourself and your affiliation when I call on you.
Yeah, David Lamb, CBS 42. This question for Mr. Attorney General. What is it about this case that made it rise to the level to where it was a case that you wanted to take on?
We handle cases across the state. We have jurisdiction throughout for both misdemeanors and felonies. And when Chief Sturgis asked for our assistance, we were more than happy to be able to assist.
Is it common for you all to be involved in misdemeanors like a case like this?
It's not uncommon.
Right here.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610, 100.1 FM, Summit Media. Chief, this question is for you.
Yes.
What time was Carlee arrested today with her attorney, and has she made bail?
She has. She was processed in our facility within the past hour.
Do you expect any charges to be forthcoming with her parents, or is this just all on Carlee at this point?
At this point, and again, I think anything is, all as the Attorney General said, their team will also be searching through our files, and we'll find out what they say.
Carol.
Carol Robinson with AL.com. Have you, since we spoke last in the press conference, been able to retrace where she was during the 49 hours she was missing, and have you determined if she was with anyone else during that time?
We have not found anything out on either one of your two questions.
Right here.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340 News. Has there been any decision about a possible civil suit against Carlee and or her family? Also, what impact would this have on Hoover Police Department filing a suit, have on the criminal case as well?
Yeah, we have not discussed that. Of course, we talked about the hours of overtime and all the significant resources that we used. And we'll certainly be talking to the Attorney General's office about possibly getting some of those funds returned to us.
Lisa Crane, WBTN 13. In an earlier press conference, you outlined some items she had taken from her employer. Any potential theft charges for that?
Those would have taken place in another jurisdiction, so we would not have charges ourselves.
Ashley Robinson, WBRC. Chief, do you mind repeating those charges and fines one more time for us?
Sure. False reporting to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor with $1,000 bond. Falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond.
Chief, I know you mentioned this the last time we were together. Just wondering if you have any update on an idea of the cost that the Hoover Police Department expended in those 48, 49 hours Carlee Russell was missing. And one final question, do you at this point have any more information if Carlee Russell acted alone or anyone helped her?
Yeah, we have not finished, obviously, the 49 hours. We've been certainly busy since her return, so I still don't have a total on that. And we don't have any idea where Carlee Russell was 49 hours.
Right here.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610. Chief, let me ask you this. Going forward, there's been a lot of concern in the community as per young Black and brown females being reported missing. Would Hoover and other agencies have the same fervor going forward as they did with the case with Carlee Russell?
Absolutely. This, as I said initially, our focus was bringing Carlee home when she got home. And then our focus has been to find out if there was a kidnapping. We find out there's not. We work every case like all of the law enforcement does. So I don't have any concern anywhere that would be an issue.
And can I echo what Chief said? I've been in law enforcement for 27 years.
Yes, sir.
Law enforcement throughout this state. I've never seen anybody interested in the color of your skin in investigating a criminal case. And I expect, regardless of your gender, your race, when that report is filed, that Alabama law enforcement is going to do its job.
Valerie Bell, ABC 3340. What was her emotional state when she arrived to the jail today? And is she seeking any help at this point in time?
I was not there, so I really can't tell you exactly. And I really don't know anything else.
All right, last question.
Jane Robinson, WBRC Chief. What are next steps after this? What is going to happen next?
Well, right now, the Attorney General's office attorneys will start dealing with our detectives and going through case files and preparing prosecution, I presume.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
Will y'all be releasing a mugshot?
Yes, we will momentarily.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Breaking news on WFLA now.
Oh my God. A slap on the wrist, people. A slap on the wrist. Now, I do understand they had a real bad problem with being labeled racist. I get it. Handle it with kid gloves. But y'all went the opposite way now. Like, this is a slap on the wrist. Go ahead, Perry.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, but basically what they're saying is they was looking for every rule to give her more. That's all they had on the book, so they couldn't go no further. But by them showing their frustrations by they couldn't give her more, I think they might make up for it when we keep talking about this year per charge. Maybe they'll, try to maximize the per years, I guess.
Well, is that fine included in her thing? Is the fine included?
She's out on. They didn't say anything about a fine. They said that she posted $1,000 bail bond. Pardon me, bond for false reporting to police officers and false incident reports, which brings the total to $2,000. She already posted bond and is back at home. We get no perp walk, nothing. Yeah, there was a fine, $6,000.
They said a misdemeanor, that charge is a misdemeanor and a fine.
$6,000. I wrote it down.
I think,
I want to hear what Opinion has to say because you spent hours on this. What are your thoughts?
I think with the Attorney General getting the case from Washington, I think it's gonna make it even worse because he usually don't step in on cases like this. He don't take over.
Well, here's the thing. People say I'm being too harsh on her. It was a family motivated crime.
Well, I think people that don't stay here don't understand what people that do stay here went through. Because of this, people were being stopped constantly, cars being checked, stuff like that. It was also people that were, emotionally attached to the story that have lost loved ones, those wounds were reopened for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alabama don't have the best track record with missing people. Usually when our people come up missing or kidnapped, they don't come home alive.
So Opinion, they're very aware of their reputation for being racist. That's why they're handling this with kitten gloves. But is there a possibility that we are going to make it seem very, very mild in the beginning and then slowly, because he said the investigation's still open, we're going to start racking up other charges and telling.
Well, you notice when they asked about the parents, he said, we still looking into it. So again, she still hasn't told them what she was those 49 hours. And again, I'm urging you to listen to everything that he say and not just take, the little small tidbits, because I'm telling you, these people know how to play to the media attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, they're going to always say, we're going to get the attention that we deserve. But so many times we don't get the attention that we deserve here in Alabama because it still is a, southern state, and most southern states still have those same people that believe you don't matter as much as they do.
So V, what about what I'm saying? This man is playing checkers while everybody else is playing chess. They fully plan on bringing on more charges. This could turn into a felony, but he's laying it out in a nice professional way. What do you think of that, V?
I think that I agree with you. I think that they just didn't need to do something initially to let the public know that they have charged her, and they need to do something initially. I think they actually still investigating. I think they checking into them parents. I think this might grow over time when they find more stuff out, and then they'll realize that, wait a minute, now that's been upgraded to a different charge.
These people ain't dumb. They knew from day one that this didn't smell right. They planned it out perfectly. They every step of the way worried about their reputation. They can't have another racist lawsuit on their hands. So they took their time, and they're gonna go through what I call the back door, because if they just came out and said, we're gonna give her 3 years, people might complain. We're gonna give her 60.
That's too much. You know.
Terry, what are your thoughts before anybody got any more thoughts?
I just say this. I think PJ right on that message. I think they're reading the room. They got to have some charge to arrest her. So I think these are the basic charges that they know they got, and they can prove, for the problem. So they go ahead and give her these charges, move on, while they still investigate other ways to add on to it. Like he said about, somebody asked about the theft charge. He said that's in another precinct or whatever, right? Somebody else not on that. It could
that would be
towards her.
So, opinion, you live there. Should this be the new protocol of how they handle cases?
I think she was extremely lucky to have the attorney she had. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been in contact with them numerously the last few days, and I've just been getting little tidbits of updates and stuff. But I think the problem is it's starting to grow a wildfire. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people are going to see this, and if they don't give her something that's substantial, somebody else is going to do the same thing.
Oh, now you think you're fearful that people will start under punishing people, and then we'll get more copycats?
Here's the thing. I just saw the little girl in Florida that did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And was arrested immediately. So I know everybody's been asking about when she was going to be charged and stuff like that. And I think in a case like this, where usually people don't get charged. How many times have we heard of somebody filing a false police report and they don't get arrested? But because this one got national attention, and because of the area she did it in, of course they want her to suffer and let people know that, hey, it's not fair to anybody to put us in a panic like that. Because like I said, we truly was scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, when we called the police, they told us that we weren't in danger, but the people nationally were still talking about it. It was still ongoing story. And it's like, you sitting there and you like, oh, I wish these people would know that, we know we ain't in danger. They think this girl is in danger. We know it's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like, why put that panic and fear in somebody else because of, something you just cooked up in your mind?
It's sad that they have to be at a point where they worry about being called a racist. But don't worry, y'all. This is phase one. This is phase one. I think they're going to come back harder and harder. And I think eventually they're going to get those parents. Megan says they should name the new legislation as the Carlee Russell fake kidnapping law. Yeah, but don't worry. I think they're playing a long-term game, just like it took them a long time. This happened, 2 weeks ago? Took them a long time to press charges. V, do you have any criticism about how they're handling this?
They're handling it this well. I think they're being very cautious. They're proceeding, with caution. That's why I said I think that investigation is still ongoing. The more they unfold about this story, then eventually they can come back without the public getting all upset about it and add some charges to what she's done. So I think they are doing an excellent job on the way they're handling this. They're doing it with kid gloves so that the public don't get upset about it. But that woman needs to be punished, bottom line, and her parents.
I would take it a step further and say all police departments need to handle their case like this. Go slow, steady, read the room, get a feel for what's going on instead of jumping to conclusions, getting out there, botching cases and, not
Getting everybody
seeming
all upset.
sympathetic. Yeah, I think it should be the new protocol. Even if they come back at the end and really jack her up and turn this into a felony and $63,000 fine, I think the slow and steady game wins best with the public. I just do.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Anybody got to say anything else before I start taking calls? Opinion, I wanted to publicly thank you again.
Great job, Opinion.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, thank y'all. I appreciate you for having me, because like I said, I know you didn't know what was really going on here. And it was a pleasure working with both of y'all.
It was great because you were there and you help us understand what do they call it?
If they reach a plea deal and they go to court, I told you I'll be there for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let me drop the link. Opinion, I know you got other things going on, so you just drop whenever you feel like it. And V, I know you don't like to stay on a panel, so let me ask you a couple questions. Anything else you want to say? Do you feel like the mother is involved? I really do.
Oh yeah. Like I said a minute ago, I think they're gonna come back with more charges, and that to me is gonna include them parents. So we just wait and see, but I don't think this is over yet.
All right, you and Opinion drop whenever you're ready, and I'm gonna start taking calls. Hey,
right.
Denzel.
What's up, Denzel?
What's up, Sharrell and Perry? How y'all doing?
Good. Hi, Sebastian. Hey, True. You got your boy Wayne in the building.
Hey, I told y'all.
Let's start with you, Denzel. Are they undercharging this woman, and do you think there's a backdoor plan?
So wait a minute. So she's just paying a fine right now.
$6,000.
Oh, only $6,000.
Years.
Wow. I don't know. You know what? People might disagree with me, and that's fine. This is my opinion. I want to say to opinion, you did a good job with this. But
she's probably on the phone. She got other things she's got going on, but she did a good job, and she
did.
Yeah. Oh, let me put up her Cash App. So, do you think that because they have a problem being called racist, that they are taking their time? And do you think all states should follow this formula?
You know what? It might, if they have a history of that, that's probably what they're doing, because they probably don't want to get backlash and say, well, they got this black woman a lot of time. Because she's black.
Yeah.
So that might be it. But if she doesn't get, I think she do need to serve a little time in jail. If she doesn't, at least let her do community service or something and apologize to people. And she needs to pay people back their money.
That's true.
Like, this is not funny. And I hope, God forbid, if another black woman or a black man gets missing, I hope they do believe them, and, shame on her.
Shame on her. Sebastian, you got a lot to say. Do you think this should be the new protocol, how all police officers should handle these cases?
Okay, I think that, yes, it should be the new protocol. We shouldn't quickly jump to huge charges. We should start slow first. But personally, I believe Carlee should do at least 90 days. 90 days, 30 to 90 days is what I would say would be good for Carlee to do, since, it's her first offense.
Hold on. Opinion, you're sending me stuff. People feel outraged. They feel betrayed because she didn't get... Oh, child. People are pissed.
This is messy.
Well, here's the thing. In Alabama, the way they are here, if they feel like they can't charge you with the right thing, they usually max you out. So, both of her charges are a year apiece. They probably gonna max her out at 2.
Opinion just sent me this. I love you, Opinion. She says Black students at 2 Alabama high schools said they feel betrayed and saddened by a racist viral video showing several of their white peers they considered their friends. This is going to turn racial anyway. We're trying not to let this turn racial.
No, I'm just showing you the history of Hoover with the Black community and the reason why this was affecting everybody. You don't understand until you in that area. Are you being looked at like you done something wrong because you're driving while being yourself? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say something.
I get it. You're saying the race issue is very sensitive there. It might turn into it anyway. But I think, this is just my opinion, that this is the best they can do to avoid a riot, to avoid all of that stuff that comes with feeling racially injustice. That's what I think.
Can I ask you something, Sharrell?
Mm-hmm.
I think the parents was in on it. If not the dad, the mother.
For sure, without a doubt. Sebastian, what do you think? Do you think this is going to turn racial anyway when they're trying not to make this turn racial?
Well, I feel like they're obviously, whenever something happens in our community, it turns racial. And it even happened with the Jussie Smollett situation where people were like, oh, they're only doing this to him because he's Black. It always turns racial when it comes to our community. Our community tend to go very.
But if it turns racial, it gets really.
It gets
emotional.
Ugly. But this part is the fact is these are facts. Carlee called the cops and said there was a toddler on the highway.
Yeah,
she raised public fear.
Yeah,
she raised public fear because no one, no sane person would ever not be scared if they hear there's a toddler on the highway, no matter what. And I know some people are saying white women don't get charges. Well, Sherry Papini is currently in jail for 18 months for faking a whole kidnapping hoax. Okay. And she has to pay $300,000 in restitution. I think Carlee should do, as I said, 30 to 90 days. And then she could do like a whole year of community service. Yeah.
Community service, pay back the fine. True. Are you on the Sebastian train? Does he have a good punishment for her?
Hey, Sharrell.
Hi.
You're meaning me, right? I'm gonna okay. Hey, Sharrell, Perry panel. Hey. Yes, I halfway agree with Sebastian. Here's the thing, though. I don't think she's going to get any jail time. I agree with him, 30, 90 days. That's fair. But I don't think she's going to get any jail time because there's not enough laws on the books for these type of cases. Because these type of cases don't happen with us. They happen with the other races. They don't have anything to compare this to because why? The other races don't get charged with these crimes.
And that's what he said.
Yeah, that one case is an exception, but this is not a norm. This is happening. Look, I had a cousin that went to jail for grape and served 30 years, died in jail to be then found innocent because it was another race woman that claimed he did that. This happens every day.
That's why I'm liking the slow and easy method. Don't rush to judge. Slow and easy. Read the room. Make sure that you are doing what the public wants.
Yeah, but see, we go so hard against our own. And that's what is so unfortunate because we have heard and seen so many cases with the other races doing this exact same thing or worse. And nothing's done, nothing's said. Oh, we don't go after them and say, oh, they need to this, they need to that. But when it comes to our own, I don't know what it is with our people. We don't stick together, good or bad, regardless. And for this girl, as her first time ever in any trouble with the law, nobody was hurt. Okay, let's just say that. Nobody was hurt, nobody was killed. We know this all is fake and all of that stuff. I don't think that she should do any jail time. If she does any, it would be what, like Sebastian said, 30, maybe
true,
90,
true,
and pay back the money. I don't see her 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. None of that is fair. It doesn't fit the crime. You have to have a law that fits the crime. Her crime was lying and making a false report to the police. That's the crime.
If you feel, so I'm going to challenge you. That's what I do on this channel. If you feel that all Black people should get off easy because they're Black. So explain what you meant. Explain what you meant.
Here's what I'm saying. You only can charge her based on any law that's on the book that had a similar situation. They can't just make up something. Oh, let's just give her 10 years, but this has never happened before. Right. And the reason it's never happened before and no one has ever been charged before, because most of the time, other races are doing this every day to us. You could be walking in a park. You could be just passing someone in the street. They don't like how you look. They call the police. Hey, this person is this person is that. Make false reports every day. My husband is a former detective, so I know this. So I'm just saying it happens every day. Nothing happens to those people. So then why are we saying it should happen to her for doing the exact same thing? It doesn't fit the crime. Yes, she should have something, 30, 90, fine, pay back money, all that. But
okay. I get what you're saying. And Wayne also believes do not overpunish. But Wayne, if you believe don't overpunish, isn't it more important to get the laws on the book? You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I agree with that, but unfortunately, they ain't on the books. And
Thank you.
And the other thing is that I don't think Hoover, I don't know nothing about Hoover, Alabama, never even heard of it until this. I don't think they want to be in the spotlight like that because, excuse me, if they in the spotlight like that and it's a racist town, the people gonna start looking into their racism. Now, Carlee, no, I'm not saying, I don't know. Y'all said that in the South is racist and blah, 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 and Hoover has a history of some racism.
They do.
Okay, so I'm quite sure they didn't. If it wasn't for social media and other stuff, I don't think this would have been in the news like that, and we wouldn't know nothing about it. And in fact, I mean, I could care less what the girl gets. She ain't no kin to me, But however, I do feel, because I looked it up when we would first start talking about it, about what happened. What's the punishment for lying to the police? It's a Class A misdemeanor. Okay, now it would be even worse if they start coming up with some other crap, and just based on this. And trying to make something, make more out of it, Granted, I know the girl used up some resources, all the money and stuff like that, but hell, that's what we pay taxes for. Unfortunately, it goes to defend things like this. The same way, and I'm not trying to turn, but with that Titan thing, those people was warned, the man knew everything. He still went out there. They had help from Canada, help from overseas, help from all over the the Coast Guard, the Navy, all of that. That's a whole lot of money.
Yeah, a lot. Right.
Okay, who gonna pay that back?
I know.
Are they asking Ocean Gate? We want that money. We want that money back. Okay, so granted, as egregious as this was, the girl got a clean. She ain't never been to jail. She did something bad. Okay, don't be pissed off if she don't get no time.
Thank you.
Well, let me ask Michelle. Michelle, does this mean if you don't vote and you don't help get laws, legislation, do you not have a right to complain?
I agree with that in general, but in terms of this situation, people who didn't vote were out there looking for her. Now I go back and forth in terms of whether she should or should not get jail time. My biggest concern about this is...
Hello? Oh my God, she dropped.
Did we lose her?
What happened?
I think we lost her.
Oh, wow.
Charles, do you know what she was going to say?
No, I don't know. I'm this is Uncle Charles. I'm from Birmingham. Let me explain something. Let me just say this, and then I'm gonna get on out of here.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. A lie ain't got no color. You can't find a lie in a crayon box. You can't find it nowhere. Let me explain something. She should do 2.5 to 3 years. She should teach her a lesson.
Damn.
See, your
Hi,
parents.
Uncle Charles.
What's up, P? How you doing?
You cooking today?
This is a mess. This is a mess. This is a mess. Let me say this, and I'm gonna get on out here. Let me say this. What she done was egregious. You got Anaya Blanchard. You know how they had to find her? They found her body mutilated. This woman got out of her bed, still in depression, to come out there and help you. What kind of mother that's in depression and her daughter been mutilated? What that says what kind of mother she is. She got out of her bed to come help you.
But Charles, let me ask you this: what do you say to people that say we overpunish our own kind? What do you say about that?
That's some bull crap. Because let me tell you something: it's racist everywhere. It's racist in Birmingham. It's racist in Birmingham. This used to be the most racist city in the country back in the '60s, and it's still racist in certain parts. But like I said, I tell you this: she wouldn't want me to be her daddy, because I'd have told her, "You gonna get up. You gonna get up. And you gonna pay all that money back. Daddy gonna be with me. No, I ain't gonna be with you on this. I stand on the outside of the jail while you on the inside. I'm not helping you. You will not create a lavish scheme like this when you got a 14-year-old girl missing right now. Some grown man don't grab her, and they don't know if she dead or alive. This hurt mothers that don't lost their babies. They'll never see babies again. But in a damn casket. What is people? And then they said black. Let me tell you something. This ain't got no. I told you, a lie ain't got no color. A lie ain't got no color. A lie is a lie. I think she needs to do at least 2.5 to 3 years. They need to deter this right now. And before you go talking about they treat her wrong because she black, come on. I don't see police and let dogs loose on a white boy, and then them dogs ate that white boy up. So no, come on, please stop that. Stop that. That dog took all kinds of chunks out of that white boy.
Sharrell, let me just say, nobody is saying that they're treating her different because she's black. What we're saying, there's no laws on the book because she's black. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if there were laws on the books because of the other people that have done it in other races, then you would have been able to give her the due charges and the time and the years or what all that, because this has never happened before with the other races. They have nothing to compare this to, is what I'm saying.
Hold on, True. You're saying there's no laws to compare this to, so let her off. And
no, I'm saying there's no laws to compare it to, so there's nothing that you can do but give her a slap on the wrist. Because
Uncle Charles said, that's ridiculous. She needs to be accountable for.
But that's the system. That's the system, especially in Alabama. you got those people. You have other races doing this all the time. And I live in Florida. We just had a copycat here the other day, and she got arrested right away.
Hold on. True. How does she learn her lesson if we don't give her a punishment?
You can give her a punishment, but what I'm saying is the punishment has to fit the crime based on the laws on the books. Nobody is saying that she shouldn't have a punishment. The laws on the books just doesn't fit this particular crime because other races have gotten off with this particular crime. If there was a law in the book where another race has gotten 2 years, she would have gotten 2 years.
Uncle Charles, she has a point. If there's not any laws on the book, they can't go making up charges.
Exactly. She should have said she saw a black baby. She would have probably had nothing happen to her. The minute she brought a white baby in it, now she's going to get punished.
Go ahead, Uncle Charles. You feel like my uncle. Uncle Charles, go ahead. Sound off.
Let me tell you something. We talking about what's on the books and what ain't on the books. When have that stopped white folks? I have seen white folks put laws on the books the next day. That ain't impossible. They can stretch this thing out for another year or two, and it'll be on the books, and then she'll be in court. They can put her in jail anytime they want to. They already got her. They can do whatever they want to. Let me tell you something. When you start thinking white folks can't do anything to you, that's when you don't messed up. See, that's when you don't messed up. You understand the thing?
Eyes on them now.
When you think they was making the laws back then in the 1800s, and they was at the table making laws, excuse me, before we make this law, what do you think, slave? No, they didn't wait to hear what he had to say. They just passed the damn law. They don't care about that. That's one thing white folks don't care about. While you sleep, they working. That's what they do. And I understand what she's saying. It ain't on the books, but I'm gonna tell you something. What's gonna happen when the next black girl says she's missing, and then they find her mutilated? What we gonna say about those parents and that young lady that's in the grass mutilated? What we gonna say then?
That's why the laws have to be changed. But what I'm saying though is, and you made a good point, but here's the thing: the laws aren't made for them. The laws are made for us. It's just facts. You can do the same crime as another race and get a whole different sentence, charges, whatever. That's just a fact in America. So I can't see people saying, oh, it doesn't matter race. It does matter.
True. If we let her get off because there's no laws on the book, do you worry about copycat crimes?
They had a copycat here in Florida. There was a copycat already here in Florida. She was arrested right away. The only bad thing about this that I feel is now you're going to have people now, like copycats and everybody else now, they're not going to pay attention to us. We don't, our race don't matter anyway. So now it's another reason to say, oh, well, we're not going to move so quickly. We're not going to investigate because of what she did. That is the sad part about this whole thing.
Let me ask Uncle Charles really quickly. They are really handling this case with kitten gloves, very slow, drawn out, because they are aware of their reputation. Do you think that she could get more charges and they're really going to give her a punishment, but they have to do it in small doses?
This is what they're doing. They've been working on this case for the last couple of weeks real hard. This is what they're going to put more charges on her. It might not be that more, but they're going to put charges on her. But the thing is with her, since we know you faked this whole thing, you just gave the kidnapper a go-ahead. Now that you are alive and everybody see you well, that you just gave the kidnapper a license to come get you for real. And when they do, and God forbid they do, and they grab you, nobody's going to believe you. So know that. Yes, they're going to put more charges on her. They're going to put her in jail for 2 years, 2 to 3 years. She's going to go to jail. She's going to jail. Ain't no doubt about that. Because while we talking on this show, you got white folks around the dinner table talking about what she need to do 4 or 5 years. And see, this is what the difference is. While we sleep, they working. And they're gonna work to come to bring this thing to a close. And she going inside that jail cell, whether it's for 8 months or 6 months or 2 years or 3 years. She going in. You're going in, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have a roommate. You're gonna have a roommate, and she's gonna be waiting on you. And you're gonna be in there. And that's all I got to say. I understand what the sister's saying, and she's 100% right. I believe in what she's saying. But the thing is, when is we gonna start looking? What is the truth anymore? What is wrong anymore? What is that anymore? What else we gonna put on the table? Huh? Jeffrey Dahmer had to eat 500 folks before they put his ass in jail.
All right, Uncle Charles, I want you to hear Diva out. Diva, you're strong and opinionated. What is your response to Uncle Charles?
What I want to say is, Uncle Charles, you had me at hello. Let me tell you something. Everything you saying is 100% correct. See, they referred it before they did another press conference, Sharrell. Look at the underlying stuff that's happening. They referred it to the other department to see if they could have got her on higher charges in the first place. And then when they sent it back to the Hoover, the police department, they were pissed because they knew ahead of time they could only charge her for those 2 things that were already on the books. And at best, it was going to carry 2 years. Did you hear them? They said, no, we're about to release her mugshot because they want to humiliate her. Now, did you hear them? They said, no, we're still looking into the case. Why? Because they're trying to see, based upon some more facts that they see, can they do some more charges? And can they add something to her or bring somebody else down? Let me tell you for a fact what they already know. Because like Uncle Charles said, while we sleeping, they still working on this case. They got everybody in that office digging up on every detail because I really believe that it's going to come out somebody helped her. She's not the type of chick that's used to survival on the streets alone. She was gone for 9 hours. And trust me, that 9 hours wreaked havoc on her. When she came back, They never said clothes were dirty, ripped up, like she was living in the streets or whatever the case may be. But I know she wasn't living out in the streets those 49 hours. You know why? Because everybody was looking for her. And somebody would have recognized her and saw her.
So let's say this, Uncle Charles, if it comes back that the parents helped her, what do you think should happen to the parents?
I think they should be hit with a heavy fine. I think they should be hit with probation and a heavy fine. I think they need to do that, because when she walked towards the house, she was walking okay, and then she started flailing her arms. She was already trying out for the new Tyler Perry movie. That's what she was doing.
Come on now.
That's what she was doing. So this was all an act, all charade. It ain't that sad what people would do for clout and for money. Ooh, man, this thing is deep. This thing is thick. I tell you one thing, I don't want to be a damn actor, because something might end up happening to me for real. I don't want to do that. And my daughter did that. My daughter did that. My daughter did that. And I found out she lied. I'm not helping her. But I love you enough for you. I can't chastise you. They will.
Y'all don't want us to get away with nothing.
But do you understand? Look, I got the 5-minute mark. Wayne, you understand what he's saying. We're not being extra hard on our own, but it's got to be some responsibility there. And it doesn't matter what other races think. That's what he's saying.
Right, true. But do y'all forget, this woman got a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. She got a lawyer. And if she prevails, then what else? I mean, why can't it be okay? If she prevails, she don't go to jail or whatever, she paid the money back, it's over.
All right, please speak for 2 minutes. I got 4 minutes left. What are your thoughts on this? Because these are some heavy thoughts that we got going on here. What's your thought, T? T, can you hear me? You dropped. Let me see. One more. Hold on. LaShawn, give me a 2-minute answer. What are your thoughts? You're on mute. All right, Diva, take us out. What are your thoughts about this case? We will be back here.
Like they said, the 11-year-old who just did a prank, 11, they cleaned her up right away. They cleaned her up, they scolded her, and said, "You going down." And she's in the little juvenile detention center right now. All I'm saying is that, yes, it's her first offense. Okay, so you can treat it as such when you go to sentence her, to say that, you know what, this is her first offense, but they said that both of them can be up to a year, so that's 2 years. Give us something reasonable, but she has to spend some time behind bars so she can think about what she did, because people keep saying nobody was hurt. Woo! A lot of people was hurt. There's people where there's open wounds. There's people that donated their money. There's people that was looking for her for hours, praying, doing visuals, all that type of stuff. Yeah, there was people that was hurt. Just because nobody physically was unalive or nobody got a wound on them, their wounds are internal. You trigger something. I'm coming out there praying with your mother, feeding your mother and your father. We're looking for you, losing sleep, and you're playing games. And like people said, there's some other people out there right now that are truly missing. And we put our energy into looking for you, and you just walking up back home 49 hours later, don't want to speak to nobody, talk to nobody, and don't want to give us no answers. Shame on you.
Let me tell you what I get from all of this. The moral of the story is, if you don't vote and pay attention to your local laws and legislation and all of that, then you really don't have a right to complain. This is why you have to follow politics. And I'm guilty of doing the same thing. I might follow the president election, but the laws that count, right. I don't know what I'm doing, but we all have to become aware and responsible. And
her mugshot was posted. It's on Twitter. Her mugshot was posted.
Okay, hold on, really quickly. I cannot be late again, y'all. I cannot.
You gotta hurry up, Sharrell. And you know what, Sharrell? While you pulling up the mugshot now, because of her, they're changing the laws in Hoover so all the Black people could thank her. They're changing the laws in Hoover, and they're going to make sure that they're even harsher. So if a poor person out there that's Black breathe wrong, they're going to get thrown underneath the jail, all because of Carlee. Because they say, you heard them say they're going to change the laws.
Well, look, I'll say this, and I agree with everybody on the panel. most of us think she needs to pay for what she did.
Mm-hmm.
If it's established and has been justified that for those crimes, this is what she should serve.
This is not a mugshot.
She should serve what they say, you know, like what's on the books. But at the same time, when they increase it, it takes one person to start a new foundation of it. Like the one girl got 18 months. I think she probably should at least do a 6 months to a year.
All right, you guys, this is the mugshot. I gotta go. That's it. That's a photo op. That's not a mugshot. That's a photo op. Oh, you guys, I gotta go right now. On 3, everybody say bye. Leave your thoughts in the comments section. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.